Happy Aloha Friday, everybody. Hope you guys are doing great. I just finished up my second and last work site for today, which is exciting to be done. Indeedy-do. I am going to talk to you guys about Procrastinate on Purpose, which is a book I just finished for the second time. I think I'm really starting to enjoy listening to a book and getting familiar with it, some of the concepts, and then if it's good, going back and listening to it a second time so that I'm able to better reinforce some of the ideas that I want to remember. So something to remember is if you can't recall something, you didn't actually learn it. So that's interesting. I think a lot of times about the proverbs that I post in the morning, and it's a great test to know if I can recall any of those things that I posted in the morning in the afternoon. So not sure that sentence made sense, but I think you understood what I meant. So we are going to be sharing all of these Facebook Lives and moving the majority of our content over to the Jim Jess Baker page. So if you haven't liked that page, please do that. fb.com/the Jim Jess Baker. That would be awesome. You could like that page if you're enjoying this content. So about this book, Procrastinate on Purpose. The big takeaway for me was their main thing of, can it be eliminated? Can a task be eliminated? Can it be automated, or can it be delegated? Can a task be eliminated? Can it be automated, or can it be delegated? The interesting thing about reading and books is it gives you new vocabulary. And as I was driving over here to this work site, I just thought about how words kind of take things out of chaos in your mind and give them a place. If you can accurately describe something, it almost organizes it in your brain. And so I just had a conversation with our friend Pam, who is a high-level leader in a retail company, and I was just asking her about some business advice and leadership advice, and she gave me a lot of great words that aren't in my vocabulary to make sense of organizational things. So I think that's why reading is so important, because it gives us a way to organize thoughts and communicate those thoughts to bring about organization in other people's minds as well. So these are words in sequence that now make a lot of sense for me to think about my daily tasks and overall busyness. I feel like I am in the busiest season of my life right now with a few jobs and a newborn, and I feel like I'm maybe not functioning at the highest that I would like to. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to read this book. So just thinking about what in my life can I eliminate, what can I automate. I actually spent yesterday automating a whole bunch of our bills, which is amazing. That's going to save me probably half a day of bill paying. And then what can I delegate? The thing that I liked about the delegate portion of the book is he talked about how most people want to delegate, but they don't really want to delegate because they don't want to lose control, and they think it'll just take longer because it would be easier for them to do it on their own. And he mentioned that the 30x rule, so the 30 times rule. So if a task takes you 1 minute, it should take you 30 minutes to train another person how to do that task. So the 30 times rule, I thought that was a good rule of thumb there to think about. And then that other person should be able to do that task. So you're investing 30 times, but over a length of time, you should be able to really save a lot of time because you've delegated that task. And if you've got to delegate that task once and train people, how much can you automate? Could you video that training? Could you put that training in writing so that next time you have to do it, you don't have to actually take that 30 times? Maybe you could put that stuff in writing and hand that person that paper, and it would make it a lot easier as well. So that's something interesting to think about. The other thing that he talked about in the book was gunslingers and worryworts. Again, just more vocabulary. This cracked me up. Gunslingers and worryworts. Gunslingers are people that just kind of fly by the seat of their pants and are good under pressure and just kind of love to improv and usually get away with it and do pretty well. And worrywarts are people that are planners and don't like last minute tasks, so they are always very much getting the task done early, and then they get frustrated when the gunslinger shows up because then they have to rework because things are changing. And he just talked about knowing time elements and seasons and stuff like that, that the work never really is done for the worrywart, that you shouldn't think that that's squared away because there's always going to be more work to do. So just, again, having those two pieces of vocabulary, as soon as he said gunslinger and worrywart, it made me think of some different people, maybe some of those people being myself. I'll let you comment and tell me what you think I am. Am I a gunslinger or am I a worrywart? Interesting question. So yep, that was Procrastinate on Purpose. So yeah, I said I was really enjoying reading a book twice, listening to it again the second time. So I'll listen to it at about 2.5 times speed the first time, just to really absorb some key points, really get the gist of the book. And then I'll go back through and listen to it at 3 or 3.5 speed to just kind of do a brief overview again and just reinforce those main points. And I'm not bragging on how fast I'm listening to a book. I'm just telling you that that's my speed of digestion. A lot of times I think books are really bullet points that are expanded on, and I really just need to remember the bullet points. So the stories don't always help me remember things. I think there are people out there whose preference where that story really is a good thing and a lot of belaboring of a point, but I really function in bullet points. That's how my mind works. That's my preference. So being able to blaze through a book pretty quick and pull out those bullet points that I can take away and remember are what's helpful for me. So there it is. I would say that this book was a 4 out of 5. It's good. It was really good, and I enjoyed it. He's also got a book, Rory Vader. I think it's Rory Vader. He has this book called Procrastinate on Purpose, and he wrote a book earlier called Take the Stairs, I think. And so I'm gonna check that one out next. Sounds pretty good. But it was fun to think about what tasks can I eliminate in my life, what tasks can I automate in my life, and what tasks can I delegate in my life. And he really just talked about having clear priorities and what are the things that are significant and valuable to you, and really investing in those things first. He also talked about working double time now so that you can have free time later, in that you just got to know the season, and some seasons you've got to really put in harder work up front so that you can have more time later on. And so it's a good thing to think about. And the other thing that I'm thinking about is if we were super efficient, I actually wrote a Instagram post this morning and posted it to my blog as well about my use of social media and how I want to really be delegating that time to a much smaller amount of time and growing in other areas as well, and not allowing that to be so time consuming. If we had tons of time and we're efficient with the tasks, where would we want to be spending that time that we do have left? And something that I really want to invest in is developing some of my teaching. I've got some ideas for some content that I really need to put in the work and get organized and come up with a good week-long teaching, so that I hopefully in the future can be sharing well and speaking concisely with people. I think that I've really realized that I love YWAM as a tribe. I love that there's an element of going and doing. When you sign up to join YWAM, you sign up to do a discipleship training school, and you know for a fact that that is 3 months of training and then 2 months overseas. There's a missions trip involved. So I think in the local church a lot of times we can show up with a consumer mindset, and I think with YWAM that you don't show up completely with a consumer mindset, because you know you're going to be going and doing. And I really like that. And so I love that there's audacious 18-year-olds like I was one time that really believe that God wants to use them to transform the world, and are fired up and ready to say yes and go to hard places and do hard things for Him to expand His kingdom, that they're sold out to do that, that they're willing to live cross-culturally, that they're willing to lay things down, comforts down, to go ahead and serve the Lord, that he is truly worthy of our lives in that manner. And that fires me up, just even talking about it right now. Just like, I want to pour fuel on the fire of 18-year-olds. And so what I'm really trying to develop is a teaching, a week-long teaching, or less than that. I think I probably have at least a week's worth of teaching to really help and assist 18-year-olds that are fired up to serve Jesus. There's just some practical, prudent things that I want to be passing on. So I did my DTS when I was 18, and I am older than that now, and I've learned a lot of things along the way that I want to pass on to these people. So that's what I really want to be investing in this next season, and taking the focused time to do that is to get all my thoughts out onto paper and be able to organize those thoughts in a way that makes sense. Probably come up with some PowerPoints and stuff, some outlines, teaching outlines, so that I'm ready to teach those things if I get called to do so. So that's what I've been thinking about. So Procrastinate on Purpose by Rory Vaden. Sorry, I don't remember your last name, author of the book. Was pretty good. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I recommend it if you're thinking about time management. It's good. The whole process of what can I eliminate, what can I automate, and what can I delegate. And then you heard my other takeaways from the book. So I think I am going to check out I said gunslingers because that's one of the terms he uses in his book. But his next book is called Take the Stairs. It was actually his first book, and I think I am going to check that one out. I finished today's workday by listening to Good to Great by Jim Collins. That one is not as great, in my opinion. I think people think that this is an excellent book, and it's stood the test of business time since it was written, and I think it has a lot of great concepts, but he's really just expanding deeply on kind of his premise in his intro, and I kind of feel like I got the point in the intro. Again, I think in bullet points. So yeah, I'm going to finish it, but I probably will not listen to that one twice. So there it is, 4:10. It is 83 degrees. I am on H1 East, headed home after cleaning 2 work sites. We're having some friends over tonight for Sabbath. I'm going to be signing off here for 24 hours, not checking any internet, which I'm really looking forward to. And did I say we're eating tacos tonight? I've got a pork butt in the oven, slow cooking right now in my Dutch oven at 275. I'll probably be ready when I get home. And we're going to put those on corn tortillas and with some cilantro and onion and lime, and praise the Lord in fellowship while eating those things. So yeah, our friends the Elliots are back. This past quarter, for the past 3 months, we've just kind of been missing one another, even though we live 2 doors apart. They've been in Mongolia and Mexico, and we've been on the mainland in Kauai, and we've just been missing one another. So we're really looking forward to getting together with them and hearing about all the things that they've been doing. It is exciting to work with people and be friends with people that are traveling the world, and to be traveling the world as well. It's a good time. It's a good time. So happy Aloha Friday. I'll try to show you guys the traffic that's in right now. It's not working. Here, I'll just pull it off. There you go. There's Hawaii. Alrighty, I will talk to you guys soon. Happy Friday.